F1 Cost Cap Breach 2023. What happened and its impact on the sport? Is it Red Bull again? Or Mercedes being desperate trying to catch up? Was it Ferrari being sneaky like they did with engines back then? Aston Martin is a team to keep an eye on as they surprised everyone this season, climbing up the Constructor Championship table. What are the sanctions? Will they get away with it like Red Bull did last year? We have got all this information covered in the next few minutes. Hey F1 fans, welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into one of the biggest controversies of the 2023 Formula One season, the cost cap breach. It has sent shockwaves through the paddock and raised questions about fairness and competitiveness in the sport. Let's break it down and see how this breach is impacting Formula One. About cost cap. At the start of the 2021 season, Formula One introduced a groundbreaking cost cap regulation to create a more level playing field among teams. The aim was to limit excessive spending, promote financial stability, and make the sport more competitive. However, F1 is one of the most expensive sports and pinnacle of motorsport itself. Due to recent inflation and market uncertainty, teams have been going through hard times. With cost cap regulation, FIA plans to create an equal playing field for everyone, which benefits smaller teams like HAAS. Driver salaries and marketing costs are excluded from this cap, as it would be unfair for teams with great drivers and PR. As the 2023 season unfolded, the FIA and teams closely monitored their spending to comply with the cost cap set at $145 million per team. However, during a routine audit on March 31, 2023, it was discovered that 3 out of 10 teams had breached the cost cap regulations. Since the nerve-wracking 2021 season, bigger teams like Red Bull and Mercedes are having a hard time keeping up with all those budgets, as they used to play with unlimited amounts of money. So who do you think the teams are? Who are the teams? As to everyone's surprise, Mercedes was not on top steps and podium as everyone expected them to be in 2022. Dominating constructors for the last decade's top team, with 7-time world champion Lewis Hamilton only issued one win in Sao Paulo by another young racing driver, George Russell. Introducing the risky zero-pod W13 was the start of bad luck for the team, as both drivers suffered massive porpoising and got warned by FIA for being too slow. Team principal Toto Wolff was desperate with Red Bull dominance, so in his own words, qualms about putting one of his rival's stickers on the car as a credit. I think at this stage, we have no dogmatism of how the car should look like. It just needs to be the quickest possible race car, and if that car looks like a Red Bull or like a SpaceX, I don't care. I just need it to be quick, and if it's a Red Bull, we will put a little bull somewhere with a sticker, and I will have no shame if it's quick. So they could be the main target, as they had a massive R&D all season long and various setups in different circuits. Sir Lewis Hamilton has always been positive about his team getting back on top and getting that 8th. Being an energy drink giant and dominating the pinnacle of motorsports. Yes, you have guessed it right, Red Bull. The team who has already been busted once and got away with it. There could still be possibility because by the time auditing was done in 2022, there was still no announcement from FIA, so they may have done it again. Historic Team Williams was warned for procedure failure along with Aston Martin. While Aston Martin was standing in the bottom of constructors for last year, they have risen up unexpectedly this year with pure driving skills from Fernando Alonso and rocket ship this year. Last year, they bought up a second car mid-season with a new concept to catch up with midfield, but they couldn't do so with 4-time world champion Sebastian Vettel. Recently, they opened up a new factory 0.5 kilometers away from Silverstone circuit itself, in an aim to climb top steps with unlimited investment pouring in from billionaire Lawrence Stroll. This makes sense, as Aston being one of them. Legendary motorsports team Ferrari has been making huge internal changes with new team principal Fred Vasseur, who replaced talented engineer from glorious Ferrari days, Mattia Binotto. The team has a whole new plan coming this year with potential driver transfers from the team itself, as the team principal has a great relationship with young driver Charles Leclerc. Sanctions. The consequences of the cost cap breach in 2021 by Red Bull Racing were not so harsh and had a far-reaching impact on the team involved and the sport as a whole. During the 2021 season, every team submitted their audit report after the season, and due to those not immediate effects, can be implied on any team, so point deduction seems to be unfair, or financial penalty itself, as these amounts are pocket change for bigger teams. Therefore, later in the season, FIA issued a penalty of $7 million and a 10% reduction in wind tunnel time, which comes to spare change for teams like this, and having airflow god Adrian Newey in a team didn't make a big impact. The breach also raised questions about the effectiveness of the cost cap in achieving its intended goals. Some argued that more stringent measures were necessary to prevent similar breaches in the future. Team principal Horner and Wolf was seen arguing in press conference last year, as Horner said,
"You've got a problem, change your fucking car."
F1 boss Don McKelly admitted, "I would like there to be a sporting penalty for exceeding the budget cap, which is something we at FIA have been pushing for. In Formula One, we currently have 3 types of regulations: the sporting regulations, the technical regulations, and the financial regulations. All violations we have to end up punishing with sporting measures. We cannot avoid that." New team entry. As 2 new entries are being introduced to F1 from 2026, team principals are still hesitating about getting them in, as they may get to cap cost easily with all those long-term plans. Teams like HAAS could not afford crashes due to cost cap. One of the reasons, Mick Schumacher being left out. Bigger teams are having a hard time adapting to this rule, while smaller teams are having a breath of relief. Therefore, due to late release last year's sanctions were not so evident. Thus, FIA plans to bring report by summer break. Comment your thoughts on that down below. The team assured its fans and the F1 community that they would work closely with the FIA to rectify the situation and ensure compliance in the future. The 2022 cost cap breach has served as a wake-up call for all F1 teams. It highlighted the need for more rigorous financial monitoring and enforcement to maintain the integrity of the sport. Despite the breach, the cost cap remains a vital part of Formula One's push for a more sustainable and competitive future. It's an ongoing process, and the FIA, teams, and fans are all eager to see how it evolves in the coming seasons. Thanks for joining us as we explored the 2022 F1 cost cap breach and its implications for the sport. Be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more F1 content and updates, and comment down below what you want to see next. Don't forget to watch our recent video about the latest F1 rumors and facts. Until next time, stay tuned and keep supporting your favorite teams.